Hey y'all, I'm happy to be back with the Traveler's Notebook spread, and I'm using lots of different elements from my kit or from my stash. I have this old Studio Calico paper that I just love. The black and white side has some stripes going across or some lines, and then it has some words as well. And so I decided to use that for my left hand side. And then for my right hand side, I really wanted to use this paper in some way, and I thought about using it as a layering piece underneath my photo, but then I saw these chevron arrow type things, and so I decided to cut them out and kind of play around with them on my spread. So when I started to lay them down, I actually realized that I loved the look, but that normally when I would put this on a scrapbook page, I would sew them. Or if I use something like this, like a triangle or a circular element like that's punched out or something that's cut out like this, I would probably normally sew it. And so what I decided to do was go ahead and stitch those, just not stitch them to the page, but kind of give that faux look like it is stitched to the page. And so I decided to do that, and I think that it gave it a lot of texture, and I really love the way that that came out. The photo that I'm using today is a picture of me holding two of the little cards that my daughter created, and she likes to pretend like she's scrapbooking as well. And so I posted this on my Instagram channel, my Instagram page actually, and I had mentioned that I just really love that she is kind of following my lead and wants to, she says, like, quote unquote work. And so because some of my scrapbooking stuff is working, like some of the classes and stuff that I do, and so that's what I tell her. Like if I'm in my room, or if I'm in my scrap room, I'll tell her that I need to work for a little bit while her dad, plays with her and stuff like that. And so when she comes in here, she's like, I need to work. And so I wanted to capture this picture and moment and document it. So I am using a couple of labels that I just printed, and if you saw one of my most recent Instagram posts, I actually posted like all my little stacks of print and cut labels, and I'm in love. And so I just took the time one day to just print and cut a bunch because I was running low. And so I decided to do that. And then I also pulled a tag. This is a shipping tag from like you can get them at Staples or Office Depot or something like that. I also think that I have them linked as well for Amazon. So you can look on Amazon too. And I just stamped right on top. I love the look of the manila tags. And so I stamped right on top of that. I just stamped love and then a story of why I love you. And then now I'm looking for my roller date stamper. I'm looking for the right date, but I decided to actually just go with March 2018. And then I'm going to stamp a little star in between March and 2018 because that roller date stamp I got from Office Depot, and it actually leaves that middle part blank if you want it to, and I really like that. And so I just went ahead and stamped a little star, and I used pale tomato ink for that. For my other label, I added just a little tiny text phrase, and that's probably from Simple Stories. At this point, I want to work on my title, and I know that I want it to say Ava Creates. So I'm going to start with the outline version of these stamps. I've mentioned these stamps before. I can't find them. They're by Creative Retreat, and I'm not really sure if there's something similar, but let me look around and see if I can link something that is at least kind of comparable to the look. So at this point, I decided I did not like the way the S barely fit on the page, and so I decided to take some of that manila tag that I'd cut down earlier and add the word creates. Now I am using the filler part of the stamp. I'm not using the outline, and I really like the variation that that gives. So I went ahead and stamped it on that tag. I think that it brought out the left-hand side too, that kind of that manila color and that tag on the left-hand side. And I love the way that turned out. Problem was is that freaking VersaFine ink that I love sometimes and I hate sometimes. I got ink everywhere. Part of that was my fault because I was being lazy and wasn't like properly cleaning my stamps whenever I was done with them. So I had to find some way to cover up that ink, which I ended up really liking the way that turned out. One thing I did not like was that I was trying to cover up the ink spot. What I'm pulling up right now, there was a little smudge, and it's a little chipboard piece, and there was a smudge right underneath that. I just did not like the placement of that chipboard piece. I think it was weird. It was kind of like right in the center top of that photo, and that's not typically where I'd place something like that. And so I decided to pull up and just figure it, like I liked it kind of clustered with that other circle. And I decided just to kind of figure it out, what I was going to do to cover that up, if I was even going to cover it up. So I decided to pull these puffy stickers, and I was like, no, I did not like that. So I pulled that up, and then I finally figured out that I was like, you know what, I'll just bring in the other craft colors. And so I just cut a tiny, tiny bit of that circle with the stars. Those are from the Ali Edwards fabric kit. And I decided to go ahead and place that underneath. And I think it turned out pretty nice. I like the final, kind of the final photos and the way that this all came together. I hope you guys did too. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, definitely like it and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.